The following program is rated TV MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
You're now tuned into a Planet Fanatics production.
I am the Senate. Do it. Do it.
My fault. Anyway, let me start over. Yo. Happy Monday. Welcome. Hope all of you guys are doing great this Monday morning. Hope all of you guys are blessed. Appreciate all of you guys tuning in to me this Monday morning or Monday afternoon now. It's not Monday morning. I never know, because I'm always sometimes supposed to start at 9. Sometimes I start at 8 p.m. Sometimes it's now. I never really know. But I appreciate every single one of you guys being here today. We got some things to talk about, things to go over, things to discuss. Yeah. Weekend. How was everybody's weekend? Is everybody's weekend good? What'd you guys think of this latest episode of Lanterns? Pretty good, huh? Pretty Lanterns is not a topic today. I mean, it could be. Darius, why is it not? Didn't it come on last night? Aren't you going to review it? I'm not really reviewing it. I mean, it was great. It's great. Episode was great. My tweet this morning about it ruffled some feathers enough to where you guys might actually get a show today. One of these dumbass motherfuckers may be coming on here today to talk to me live and get from behind the Twitter fingers. Oh, so you might actually get some shit today. That's assuming that this it's assuming he still has the same cyber balls from this morning. But we'll see. That tweet ruffled some feathers. I said, which I don't know why it ruffled feathers, but people love to talk online. So I said, had the entire DCU had this sauce, had the sauce that the Lanterns has, they'd be in a much different place. Am I wrong? Is that wrong? I don't think that's wrong. Somebody tried to tell me Peacemaker was great. Peacemaker was not great. Peacemaker was, if you liked it. I believe the viewership for Peacemaker Season 2 was drastically different from the viewership from Season 1. I believe that they thought that didn't they think that having Peacemaker show up in Superman, and then like the stuff translating over from like having Guy Gardner and Hot Girl. I think James thought by his logic of having him show up and connecting it to Superman that people were then going to watch it. No. Now, for those of you that did watch Peacemaker, I know Chill is a fan of Peacemaker. For those of you that did watch Peacemaker and if you liked it, that's great. It's great. But I believe, again, correct me if I'm wrong, the viewership for season 2 was drastically different from season 1, and I didn't watch either. Let's see. What else is there? We all know that Supergirl was a super bust. Paradise Lost canceled. Waller canceled. Let's see. I mean, a lot of things have not gotten off the ground. We've talked about, Sergeant Rock. We've talked about all these other people except for the big three. I'm sorry, the big Justice League. The big three, I guess you could say. So yeah. So anyway, since we're on DC, and I'm gonna keep refreshing here to make sure that I am doing my due diligence and making sure that Buddy comes on. Yeah. Because I don't want to miss anything. I want to make sure that I definitely want to make sure he comes on. That's one of my issues. I don't have a problem with people online and Twitter talk and all that kind of stuff. But when you are a person that I have to click see more because Twitter is recognizing you as spam, and you only comment or seem to only have things to say to me or whatever, well, then there's the issue is going to be the bad. Like, I can let it go, but like 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 15, 20 times, my guy, and I'm the only person outside of these little porn Twitter accounts that you interact with. Is this a troll? Is this a bot? Is this somebody I know? Yeah. Lots of fuckery on Twitter this morning. But since we're on DC, let's go ahead and switch on over to what is going on in the Jimmy Olsen show. Let's switch over to Jimmy. Now, I have I still am. The jury is still out on the Jimmy Olsen show. I can't completely say that I was wrong about the Jimmy Olsen show, but I can say that synopsis that they gave, what was that, Friday, didn't piss me off. Did not piss me off. Didn't take me out of it. Didn't put me in it, but it didn't take me completely, out of it. So this was pretty interesting. So let's dive into the Jimmy Olsen show, which we all know. Before I go deep into the article here, we all know I have shit on the Jimmy Olsen show. I have said that I don't think the Jimmy Olsen show, and I still find it pretty crazy that we are talking about a Jimmy Olsen show in the midst of Marvel about to take on Doomsday and Secret Wars. And you can say, well, the DCU just got started, and you would be right by saying that. However, the characters that you have chose to start with, I still do not understand. However, this is what James Gunn is doing, and this is the explanation that he has given for it here in this article. Before I give my other thoughts on whatever it is, we'll see what they're saying. So this here says, this is coming from Comic Book Movie, says HBO Max and DC Studios have confirmed an 8-episode straight-to-series for The People versus Gorilla Grodd, which will not only bring back Skylar Giznado as Jimmy Olsen, I never knew how to pronounce his last name, but also featuring Jimmy Tatro, and this is that dude that plays like a jock in almost all like comedy movies. Like I think he was in 21, and I think he was in 21 Jump Street. No, I think he was in 22 Jump Street when they were football players or whatever. Yeah, he's like the jock from that. And I think he's a jock in almost everything he's in. But then it goes on to say, in addition, 3 more Superman stars are confirmed to reprise their roles, including Beck Bennett as Steve Lombard, Michaela Hoover as Kat Grant, and Wendell Pierce as Perry White. The official plot description for the show not only makes it clear that this series will be a laugh riot for the DCU, but will also have major implications for larger timeline of the franchise. Goes on to say, per the press release, the new series will function as a true crime docu-series, while Giznado's Jimmy Olsen reopening the case of the super intelligent ape who is convicted of murdering his father, the king of Gorilla City. What Olsen finds, though, is that perhaps Gorilla Grodd was wrongfully convicted, meaning one of the Metropolis' most famous murder trials might have been a sham. Between Skylar's wonderful performance and fantastic chemistry of the Daily Planet cast, we knew coming out of Superman this would be a fun world to explore. James Gunn and Peter Safran, executive producers of DC Studios, said and shared this statement. We're excited to work with the brilliant Dan Perlot and whoever they are to take the audience down some of the darker and funnier streets and alleys of the DCU as Jimmy spotlights the Metropolis criminal justice system for his docu-series. Then they go on to say it feels less like an entry into the DCU and more like an artifact from it. A Daily Planet original documentary made for the people of Metropolis. They said, but hope it'll appeal to fans of the comics, comedy, and true crime. And while we can't speak for audiences here yet, we already know it's a huge hit in Metropolis. They love this series. Okay. Now they also said, because I had bookmarked this a few days ago, since they did say that, that something that they said further down in the article was that it was going to what was it, make something larger on the timeline or branch things out, blah blah blah. What did it say? Whatever it said, something about making it feel larger on the timeline or adding whatever. So there was supposed to be, the reason I even said that is because there's supposed to be, where is it? I saved it. There we go. It says that some of Flash's rogues will appear in the Jimmy Olsen and Gorilla Grodd show. So I don't know if they're going to be in prison, because a lot of the entire interview, I believe, that Jimmy is going to be giving to Gorilla Grodd over the killing of his father over Gorilla City, is going to be within prison. So, I'm assuming some of the other villains, Flash's villains, are going to be there as well. Crazy Flash is, well, it's not. I mean, it's not. From what they've explained, it's not that type. I mean, I get it. I get Flash not showing up here. It's still like we're dealing with all his villains, but no Flash, just Jimmy. But it's a docu-series. It's Jimmy diving in, doing what he does as a reporter, diving into a case, one of Metropolis's most famous cases, and trying to peel back the layers. And I guess from what he finds, it's not going to be something that maybe should have landed Gorilla Grodd behind bars or something like that. I don't know. Maybe the case was tampered with or somebody. I don't know. We're gonna find out. Does this? Even though this synopsis is better and it seems like it might have that James Gunn humor, I'm sure it will. They've said that it's going to be a laugh riot, and it's going to also be a true crime docu-series. Do I still think with this synopsis, it's not that bad, but however, I still don't think that this is something. I don't agree with them. I think they said at the very top of this article, where they said they thought coming out of Superman, this would be one of the best things to do. I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with that at all. You guys know my position on DC. You guys know what I think should be going on over at the DCU. I think that you should be bringing in the guys. Those are the things that people are wanting to see. I mean, you look at what Spider-Man Brand New Day just did with. I mean, it's Spider-Man, but you had the Hulk in there, you had the Punisher in there, and those two things definitely were pushing more people to go. And it's because those are characters that people love. I can't sit and say that anybody really is knocking down DC's door for Jimmy Olsen or Gorilla Grodd without the Flash. So I still don't think that this is a good idea. I still don't think that the formula that DC is working with is working for them. Lanterns, however, is the saving grace for them at the moment. Lanterns is the saving grace for them at the moment because it's not as if Superman was a knockout of the park. Superman was great. I like Superman a lot. It's one of my favorite films from 2025. Liked it way more than Fantastic Four. But it wasn't the big hit that they thought it was going to be. What did it make? $500,000, something like that, or not 500,000. Sorry, 500 million. It wasn't the big hit that everybody thought it was going to be. And then of course you got Supergirl. Then of course all the canceled projects. Then of course Peacemaker right after. So I just like I said, we've not heard anything about Batman. Not heard anything about Wonder Woman, not heard anything about the big guns, but we're talking about Jimmy. And again, I just don't think that's a recipe for success. I don't think that's a recipe for success at all. The success of Spider-Man Brand New Day, although I still believe Doomsday was going to be super successful, definitely boosted the success and the ticket sales for Doomsday, for sure. Can you say the same for things going on in the DCU? Did with everybody watching, with Lanterns being on everybody's minds right now, and because it's a great show. It's a great show. The tone is great. The acting from Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre is phenomenal. Aaron Pierre, as for everybody that was so upset about him being light skinned, I guess at the very beginning, and I did say something about it, but it never really bothered me like that because I did say this on the stream when we talked about it as a topic. I think it was on Pantheon, or actually that might have been on a Morning Report episode when Chill and I were doing the Morning Report. It never really bothered me in that way because Aaron Pierre, I've seen Aaron Pierre act before. I liked him in Rebel Ridge. Was that the name of the movie? Rebel Ridge, I think. And he looks, outside of the darker skin color, he looks like John, and he is portraying John fantastically. He is doing a great job as portraying John, and I think Kyle Chandler's doing a really good job playing Hal as well. The interaction last night between Hal and Sinestro, phenomenal. I mean, the stuff that we're getting in the show, it's great. The entire detective stuff, and again, I was somebody until that second trailer that was not high on whatever they showed from that first trailer with Lanterns. But Lanterns is phenomenal. It's the best thing that they've done. It is the best thing they've done so far in the DCU. And yeah, we've got 6 episodes left to go, but these last 2 episodes have been really good. The dialogue is great. It's the comedic timing is great. When it needs to be funny, it's funny. When it needs to be serious, it's serious. The action that we have gotten thus far, seeing Hal last night in the suit and not seeing him in episode 7 in the suit, flying, going up and talking with Sinestro, the conversation between him and Sinestro. Sinestro, asking him about, Jon Stewart. It was great. It was great. It has you looking forward to Sundays back on HBO. And again, I can't say that anything else that they have done or announced has had me feeling that way. But again, we're dealing with two individuals that are heavy hitters in the DCU, or in DC period. Not the DCU, but in DC. And that's Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan. People want to see the main characters. Yeah, it's on an HBO show. It's not on the big screen, but they're doing a good job. I'm liking it so far. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. So I don't know that the Jimmy Olsen show is going to be. I know some people are saying it's going to be great. Some people in the chat were saying that it's going to do numbers. People are really going to be watching it. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. The humor side of it, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see the numbers. But as for me, and I can't say that I'm not watching the Jimmy Olsen show right now. As for me, I really just want to get where we're going to be getting with the DCU, because coming out of Secret Wars, we're going into the X-Men with Marvel. So by that time within DC, where are we going to be? Who are we going? What heroes, you know what I'm saying? Are we going to be anywhere close to the Justice League? Are we going to be anywhere close to maybe not even just the Justice League? Are we going to be anywhere close to characters that we actually care about? And again, I'm not saying that I don't like Kara because I do. Just I think of Supergirl like I think of Black Widow. Fine movie, wrong time. Wrong time. I can't even say Supergirl was a fine movie. I haven't seen Supergirl, but from what I've seen about it, the clips that I've seen, But sure, right idea, wrong time. Wrong time. There's no need for to go into Supergirl. There's no need to be going into Jimmy Olsen right now. But that's what they're doing. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe it is successful for James Gunn, like Lanterns is. Lanterns is successful. However, like I said, I was wondering this last night. I said this on the last stream. That's why I'm going to close this. I just am curious where Aaron Pierre, how he's going to portray John in Man of Tomorrow, being that it's not going to be on the it's not going to have the tone that Lanterns has. So we'll see. We'll see how, because he is in Man of Tomorrow. So we will see how he is portrayed in Man of Tomorrow. But you guys let me know. Are you feeling the Jimmy Olsen show? Are you feeling the synopsis that they gave? Are you going to be tuning into the Jimmy Olsen show? Do you think that this is something that they should be doing right out of Superman that they think is such a brilliant idea? Or do you think that they should be, moving more toward the big guns? You guys let me know what you guys are thinking about that down below. Let's see here. I do, again, want to do my due diligence. Give me just a second. Right. Here we go. All right. Let's see the chat. I am Two Fly Cam said, I can check it out. Depends how Grodd looks with the low budget. That's something too. How is Gorilla Grodd going to look? CGI wise and everything like that. Samson said, watch James Gunn announce Alfred the movie or the Adventures of Batmobile. AR said, I agree, bring the Justice League. Vaseline said, you got to take it for what it is. If the Olsen show is good after Man of Tomorrow, I'll watch, I guess. Yeah. Yes. Is Jimmy Olsen coming after Man of Tomorrow? When does the show, did it say in this article? Because I didn't even read that part. No. No date on when to expect the show, I guess. All right. Let's see. Nathan Moore said, I personally liked Peacemaker. Others hated it. I didn't mind comedy for that series, but I heard them say comedy for the show, so that's my issue. If it was serious, it would be fine. Not a Peacemaker fan at all. Not at all. I did not watch the first season. I did watch the episode of season 2 with, it's very quick, with Guy and Hot Girl, but I didn't watch that. I didn't watch Peacemaker at all. Let's see. Kevin said, yes, Superman was better than Fantastic Four. Yes, it was. Cleve 17 said, you can't put out content no one is asking for and expect that money. Guess they didn't learn from Disney, SMH, but Lanterns is great because of the characters that they are using. Yeah, the characters are great, but it's yes, the characters are great, obviously. And having the characters coupled with that story that they're telling, I like it. I'm having a good time. I was actually upset when the episode ended last night. I was like, damn. Now we got to wait a whole week. Nathan said, James Gunn made me hate live action Superman. Baby Churro said, is Lantern more than a True Detective clone? I haven't seen it yet. Wait, is Lanterns more than a True Detective clone? Elaborate on that one. Sorry, I don't know what you mean. Samson said, like make Green Arrow, Martian Manhunter, The Flash, Wonder Man, and where's that Batman movie, SMH? Also, let's make Teen Titans. They were talking about, the writer for Wonder Woman. I don't know if she's still writing Teen Titans, but she is, or Wonder Woman for Supergirl. She was writing Wonder Woman's movie, and she's supposed to be writing the Teen Titans movie. I don't know if that's still going on due to the massive failure that Supergirl was, or are they still keeping her on? That's not for her to be blamed. I don't know. But Teen Titans is supposedly on the way. Supposedly. Hunter said, Planet Fanatics, have you heard that Paramount is considering selling DC? I have not heard that. Is that going around? AR said, I think the reason why Peacemaker wasn't too hot was that it was supposed to not carry over from the previous DCEU. But in my opinion, yeah, they changed they changed the ending to be characters from the new DCEU. They were able to what was it that they did? What was it? It was like what pocket dimensions, or however they were able to go from a new universe or the old universe he came from or whatever. I don't know what it was. Didn't watch it. But it, in the overall grand schemes of things, Chill did watch it. He said it made sense. Cleve said, crazy, I didn't learn till last night that little sister from Keenan and Kel is co-writing this. Oh, really? Didn't know that either. Kevin said, Olsen, Supergirl, Grodd, Wonder Woman, DC is nosediving. I mean, I agree. I don't know. It's just you got to get to things that people care about. Vaseline said AP is great. Cool to see him as Jon Stewart. Yeah, he is doing a fantastic job. He really is. Like the mannerisms, the just everything. He's doing great. He's doing great as John. Cleve said, if Paramount sells and Disney gets it, that'd be funny. Nathan Moore said, not a James Gunn fan, but let's not rush them. I'm not a James Gunn fan either, and I'm not rushing. However, I just don't think I mean, let me put it this way. As a basketball coach, I'm championship game. We played tournaments. I was an AAU basketball coach. As an AAU basketball coach, weekend after weekend, gym after gym, team after team, we get to the championship. I'm not starting my bench. I'm playing the dogs. I'm putting the dogs out there. Why? Because not only do I need to get a jump on you, not only do I need to establish the tone of the game, not only do I need to establish a good lengthy lead in the game before I can start making substitutions and playing with the lineup, I'm going to put my A team out there. And not only am I going to put my A team out there, I'm going to make sure my A team secures the W before we start figuring, trying, and experimenting with shit. Okay, yeah, you go get him. Let's try that. Okay, now you go get him. Let's try that. Now you take a seat and you go. I'm going to start with my A team. Never, ever, ever, as a coach, would I ever start with the B squad, the C squad. Hell, here in Oklahoma, because it's all inclusive and you can't have nobody being left out and have feelings hurt because we can't tell people that they suck anymore. There was varsity, JV, and then there was, what was it? I guess you could call them a C squad that we had to meet with once a month, practice once a month, a tournament once a month. They didn't play games. They played one tournament, 5 games once a month. I'm not starting with that shit. Why would I put that out? Why would I put that out first? I'm gonna start with the A team. So it doesn't make sense to me. I'm not, like I said, I'm not rushing. It just doesn't make sense to me to be like, all right, here's Superman. Now here's Jimmy. Vaseline, you can't expect Gunn to just rush into Justice League playing catch up with the MCU. I'm not expecting to play catch up. Again, the example I just gave is what's my expectation. Xavier said, Lanterns is off to a decent start so far. I'm open to see where the story takes us. Yeah, I'm liking it so far. Let's see. What's up, Perp? Lawrence said one of the writers on this episode was on the Issa Rae writers. Oh, really? Really? We got plenty of Batman content right now. Yeah, but not in the DCU. I when people say that, because I've heard that, I've seen that sentiment around too. Well, you go watch Batman here, you go watch Batman there, you go da 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 da. It's like, yeah, that's cool and everything, but your main show, like the show that everybody's literally here for, is void of Batman. Um, all right. Let me see. Okay. Let's move to the next one here. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is I saw this on over the weekend, and it was everybody talking about wanting Jafar to play Nightcrawler in the MCU. Now, Jafar, we've seen him, and he's phenomenal portraying his uncle. And he has been cast along. His next movie is going to be an action thriller. It's an action thriller Supermax where he will star alongside Will Smith. And the plot is an FBI agent investigates a murder inside a maximum security prison. He is not just an extra. I believe he is co-lead in the film or something like that with Will. So we're going to get to see him in a different light that is not portraying obviously his uncle. We're going to get to see him in an action an action event. We're going to get to see him, and I'm assuming that's going to have some drama. It's going to have some thrilling moments in it, because suspenseful moments in it, because it is them investigating a murder in a maximum prison and things like that. So we'll get to see his acting chops. We'll get to see it. But does he fit the mold to be Nightcrawler? Possibly. Could be. It's another black artist under paint, but he could be. He could be. But yeah, this is this I don't dislike this. I don't dislike this. And again, this is another actor that is up and coming. If you were to put him with that X-Men cast, that cast outside of actually every single one of them, I think outside of Christopher Abbott though, is all up and coming. And Christopher Abbott may still be up and coming as well. But they're all up and coming. This is not a cast where we've got this is not a cast where we have got some well-known established actors and things like that outside of Adam Driver. So this could work. You could have Jafar come in. You could have Jafar be Nightcrawler. It could work. He could just, like I said, we'll see what his acting chops are going to look like in Supermax. That's the name of the film. So then we'll also see him in Michael 2 as well. So I think there are even whispers right now of Oscar nominations for him because of Michael. And I know that his cousin had shared, because the talks were going around for the Tiger Woods biopic, that he'd be great. He already golfs. I don't remember which cousin it was that was talking about it on Twitter, but said, that quote retweeted and said, sign him up. He'd be able to do this. This is blah, 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 blah. So he's really trying to dive into acting. And if he was to get this Marvel, let's just, say, because some people were talking about, fan casting works and it's something that we, can control and blah, 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 blah. If this was to happen for him, it would kind of be somewhat of a full circle thing, because, Michael wanted to acquire Marvel. Not only acquire Marvel, Michael wanted to play Spider-Man. He was told no, but he wanted to play Spider-Man. So in the whole MCU thing that they're doing right now, there are conversations. You can pull those recorded conversations up. These were things that Michael wanted to do with Marvel when he was trying to acquire it. He wanted to do the theme park like Disney is currently doing. He wanted to do movies that connect and things like that. This is conversations he's had. These are recorded. You can pull them up. So what a full circle it would kind of be for him to, if he were to get into the MCU. He played his uncle on the big screen, which was a $1 billion film, a hit around the world. And then and then not only just being, not the movie just being a hit, but it being Michael being back in the conversation. Not that Michael ever left the cultural conversation, but you're seeing more and more videos of children, elementary schools, or rather be kids at their house. I've seen TikToks dancing to Michael. I've seen TikToks of parents quoting there in the TikTok, I wish my son would let Michael rest in peace because he's over, blah, 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 just things like that. Because Michael is generational and he's showing up once again in everyone's minds. He's showing up once again on the charts as far as having number ones and things like that. The only artist from, I think, to do so spanning over a certain amount of decades or blah, blah, blah. So what a full circle it would be to have that film and the success from that film do what it did, and then have him come into the very franchise that his uncle was trying to acquire. And then if he actually was good in the role. So yeah, could work. You could have him come in, could see how he does. He was in acting before he got the role for Michael. I think he was in acting school for 2 years. So yeah. Maybe. But what do you guys think? You think you could have him come in and join that X-Men cast, or is Jaafar not somebody that you would pick to have as Kurt? But you guys let me know. But that's what's going around right now. A lot of fans are into it. A lot of people are into it. A lot of folks are into him showing up as Kurt. Eugene says, do it. Black Claw says, hear me out. Jaafar plays a Michael Jackson Spider-Man variant in Beyond the Spider-Verse. Now that would be full circle. That would be full circle because he would be Spider-Man. Let's see. Baby Tashiro said, I will listen to Heartbreak Hotel on my lunch break. Yeah. Samson said, Nightcrawler after he teleports. Shimon. Yeah. It's a paycheck for sure. Vaseline said, Chill won't like that, making a black man blue mutant. Yeah. No, he won't. Samson said, Nightcrawler, you know who's bad. I'm bad. Yeah, could work. Perp said, Jaafar should go on an indie run after Michael. Xavier said, I would love to see Jaafar pivot into legit acting career. Good for him for making these moves. Yeah. I mean, hell, he put in the work for 2 years. So he's probably like, I'm about to use this in other places other than this biopic. But they are, Perp said, but they are building out, but they are building out a lot of Batman things, different projects. All right. Let's see. Let's move on to the X-Men in Secret Wars. Now, actually, before I move on to the X-Men in Secret Wars, because it doesn't appear like our guest, who did get the notification because he replied, it doesn't appear like our guest will be showing up. So had he shown up, I wasn't going to talk about this. But I want to make sure. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see. All right. Doesn't appear our guest is going to be showing up. It looks like it was viewed. I always try to give people the chance. I really do, because you can be so loud on Twitter. And people can get so carried away with their Twitter fingers and say shit out the side of their necks and out of pocket. So I always try to give you the chance. If you ever have an issue with me, I'll always shoot you a link. Always. Because I'm not a paragraph person where I want to go back and forth. I will sometimes, but I prefer to do it on this type of setting. But it doesn't appear that our guest is going to be joining us. So I'll pivot. That's fine. I'll pivot. So what I was going to not talk about, but I guess I am going to talk about, this here. Now, we all know I don't give a good gut about Wonder Man. And as I have said many times, it is a race swapped character. We know that. We know that. I know that a lot of you enjoyed it, and I'm not here to shit on it in that way. Jeff Snyder came out on the hot mic and said that let me make sure I'm reading this correctly. Jeff Snyder came out on the hot mic and said that it was reported that cancellation was because it was by far Marvel's least watched TV show, to where you had a counter report that said Wonder Man has earned over 1.9 billion minutes viewed in the first half of 2026. It was the second most watched Disney Plus original TV season by both minutes streamed and estimated season views in the US. It was canceled after only one season. Now, the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I'm remodeling my house right now. So I'm doing my kitchen and both of my bathrooms. So after I did my workout this morning, I started doing work in there in the kitchen. So I've turned, it was around, so Josh was on. So I turned on Josh. And the segment here, I'm going to go ahead and pull it up because, again, it does not appear. I'm trying to give some guest. Are you watching? Okay, guess not coming. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up because, and again, I wasn't going to do this, but this is just the completely off base here. But actually, I don't want to say it's off base. It's on base. It's on why it's on base here in just a second. So Josh brought this up today. He brought up the whole Wonder Man thing because talking about it, and he wasn't even talking about it in the way of people, the whole Marvel so white deal that was going on, the cancelization, people saying the optics of it, people saying, oh, this is not a good look, blah 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 blah. That's not where he started at all. It was somewhere that he did bring it in, though. He did bring this into his argument, because I sent the comment. For those of you that don't know that, I sent the comment that sent him off the rails, but not from Planet Fanatics, which I wouldn't care if it was from Planet Fanatics or not. I'm just not logged into the Planet Fanatics channel on my on the app, on my YouTube app on my phone. I'm logged into my personal YouTube. So I sent the comment that sent him ablaze this morning. And we are going to listen to him go ablaze and how just completely off. Now, this is somebody I would love to debate on this comment. His mind wouldn't change, because Josh is very much like myself, very stubborn. I'm not going to change my mind because of whatever the bullshit is that you're spitting, because I don't agree with the bullshit is here that he's spitting, because it is some bullshit, and it's some privileged bullshit. And the fact that he's unable to see the privileged bullshit shows you just how privileged they really are. You're sitting in your privilege, but you're unable to see the plight of another community. You're trying to tell people of color, you're trying to tell black folks, melanin folks, that we're wrong. Marvel's not racist. If they were racist, the stuff that happened with Blade was just this, or the stuff that happened with this was just that, or blah, 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 blah. They're not racist. And that's easy for you to say as a white man who gets paid by the very company that we're talking about to get up here and talk about this shit daily. And I'm not knocking the hustle, because I respect it. I respect the hustle. I respect the hustle to be able to get up here and just talk about Marvel all day, and that's paying your bills. But let's not pretend that there's not a little biasy in that. Let's not pretend that there's not a little bias in that. I've been watching Josh for a long time. I'm a fan. Even though I don't agree with him this morning, there's a lot of people I don't agree with that I'm still fans of. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Josh. I watch Josh. I've been subscribed to Josh for a long time, way before I even had a channel. However, to be able to sit in the position that you're sitting in, and I understand that he has gone at Marvel a couple times during this downfall that they've had in these past 6 years, but at the end of the day, Marvel, he is still up and up on Marvel. To be able to say you are recast T'Challa, but fundamentally sit in the seat that you are sitting in this morning, standing 10 toes down, as he said, and not trying to see the plight of the black community, tells me that you are recast, but you don't really understand where we're coming from with recast. I don't care if you talk to E-Man. There were a lot of people in 2020 that said, I see you, I understand you, we stand with you, Black Lives Matter. Those same people will never understand. I said this in 2020. It pissed a lot of people off that had mixed kids. I don't care if you got mixed kids. You will never understand what it's like to be black until you are black. Everybody wants to be black until it's time to be black. The rant he went on this morning was some bullshit. And it was some bullshit because, again, it was a privileged rant. You were able to sit in the seat that you were able to sit in. You were able to say the things that you were able to say and tell us that we are off base. We are so wrong. Marvel's not racist, because what you are watching is everything is so white. What you are watching is you looking at yourself. You're seeing representation. You are seeing yourself in Tony. You see yourself in Steve. You see yourself in Ant-Man. You see yourself in Thor. You might even see yourself in fucking Natasha. I don't know. But you see yourself in these white characters. Where's the black characters? It's not an optics thing. It's a thing that's a fact. It's something that's actually happening. People kept bringing up Black Panther, Black Panther, Black Panther. It's, as I said, it started December 10th, 2020, when Kevin Feige at D23's Investor Day, when he got up there and said, we will not be recasting T'Challa. That is a trickle effect of what we are watching. I don't care if this is a race-swapped character. It's a black man that they cast to play this character. And we're seeing patterns. We're seeing Armor Wars gone. Wonder Man, even though I don't give a fuck about it, gone. It's a black man, though. Blade, Mahershala finally spoke up, gone. Where's Tiana Paris? Where's Photon? Where's Monica Rambeau? And she might be in Doomsday. I don't know. But we haven't seen her. She don't know nothing. Don't give a damn about brand new Captain Falcon shit. Don't care about none of that. None of that. Why? Because they don't care about that. And Kevin Feige told you that's the reason that Captain America 4, Captain America 4 failed, because it didn't have Steve Rogers. Look that quote up. Armor Wars. You didn't promote, which another one I didn't care about, Ironheart, but it's a black character. You didn't promote it until 3 days before the show started. Zero promotion, zero hype. Nobody cared because you didn't care. Let Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy walk in your office, and in 7 minutes, boom, we've got a great story for Ghost Rider. Not only do we got a story, we're already hearing reports of who the villains could potentially be. But you want to talk about optics. Yeah, because you're saying that from a very privileged fucking seat. So let's listen to the privilege come out of Josh Den of Nerd's mouth today.
Peoples and fans and shit like that. Are there anybody out there that actually believes that Wonder Man had good viewership? I'm just curious, man. The reality is,
let's fast forward. Here it is right here.
When you look at the data, probably looking for characters more like Daredevil. Oh, you're wrong.
Here it is. This is my comment.
Let's see here. Wonder Man is simply the project that has woken folks up to the MCU's treatment of black characters. No, dude, you're fucking wrong, dog. You're fucking wrong. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. And Wonder Man's a white character in the comics, so they very easily could have done it with a white character. It would have been just as meaningless, just as stupid, just as skippable, especially if that's the only thing you change.
Now, see, that point right there, that doesn't even fucking matter. Because we all know that Wonder Man is a white kid, unless for those of you, for people that are just tuning into the MCU that have never picked up a comic, the normies, maybe they didn't know. And I've used that as an example. I used that a long time ago when they cast Yahya as an example. I said, this poor black kid that has never picked up a comic, that may see Wonder Man and may say, hey, that's a really cool character. I want to go learn more about him. Is going to pick up that comic because they thought they saw themselves in representation, only to find out that for every fucking issue you pick up, the motherfucker's white. So that's not a good argument. We all know that Wonder Man is white. We all know that. But had the show been canceled, even if he was white, that's also not a good argument, because what we are seeing right now is the cancelization of black projects, a pattern of all of them. And then you killed the most prominent black character in comic history ever. Well, they recasted him with David Long Walk Johnson. That's our new T'Challa. Again, then you don't get it. Then you don't get it. Then you don't get it. And then there's going to be a point that he brings up here when he's going to say, well, your people from your own community went and saw Spider-Man Brand New Day and had a blast with it. People from your own community had a blast with it, and that had Punisher and the Hulk in it. Well, no fucking shit. People went and saw Spider-Man Brand New Day. black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, blue, purple, extraterrestrial. You're going to go see Spider-Man because it's fucking Spider-Man. Duh. And as I've said, not everyone feels that my character's gone. They're not respecting me and my character, so I'm going to hightail it out of the MCU. Some of us have been here and stand on this position that I've been standing on for a while. I don't respect what they're doing with T'Challa. I don't care what they're doing with T'Challa. I'm not going to be tuning into stuff in that IP without T'Challa. However, I've been in this motherfucker since 2008. I am very curious about Doomsday. I want to see these things there. It might be void of the character I know I love is not going to be there, but there are other characters within Marvel that I still love that happen to not be black. This whole idea that just because the black characters are not getting the respect that I then have to go on this massive boycott. I do boycott, but that doesn't mean I'm then going to close my eyes over characters that I've been reading for years in comics, that I've been watching since 2008 in the MCU, that I actually care about. Bad argument. Bad fucking argument. But let's let him finish.
The only thing you changed? Dude, I don't give a fuck if he's black, white, purple, or yellow. I don't give a fuck about a character that's like, I want to do this thing with the script and we're on set here. No, brother. No. You're wrong. You're wrong. It's a bad look? What's a bad look? What is a bad look and why is it a bad look? Should we go to therapy? Is it therapy for chat now? Why is it a bad look? Because they're canceling the least watched show by far, a show that I couldn't handle 5 fucking minutes of.
And see, that's the thing too. Josh is intelligent. Josh is intelligent. It's not as if Josh is a dumbass motherfucker up here in front of a microphone talking into in front of a camera talking into a microphone every day. Josh is intelligent. He has displayed his intelligence. So you're being willfully ignorant in this moment to say this part that he just said. Let me rewind here to make sure we get his words just right. This is willful ignorance. Willful ignorance.
Canceling the least watched show by far.
Because they're canceling the most least watched show by far. Don't be dense. Don't be dense and don't be willfully ignorant. Let's use our critical thinking skills here. Why the fuck do you think people are mad? It has nothing to do with the cancel. For the 16 people that watched Wonder Man, they're upset. For those of us that are seeing, that saw the pattern long time ago, the treatment of black characters, and for those that that Wonder Man has woken up people to the treatment of black characters in the MCU, there's a difference. There's a difference. The people that have woken up to it are now saying, okay, wait a minute, I'm seeing a pattern. I understand Wonder Man may be white, but the actor is black. They also canceled this black project, and they also canceled this black project. So let's not be willfully ignorant in this moment. He knows exactly what they're talking about. He's just trying to be demeaning and trying not to see the plight of someone else. But go on, Privilege.
A show that I couldn't handle 5 fucking minutes of. A character that's not popular even in the original comic book version. The optics? Fuck the optics, dude. Fuck the optics. Who gives a shit? You're going to cry about it.
Oh, yeah, and then I'm sorry. I know I keep pausing him because I'm going to let him finish. But then he says, too, that all of you are still going to go see Doomsday. You're still going to go see Secret Wars. You're still going to be tuned into the X-Men. Well, no fucking shit. Duh. Why the fuck wouldn't we? Why the fuck wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? Every single person that watches the MCU has their own individual personal grievance with the MCU. Whether it be race, whether it be tone, whether it be comic accuracy, whether it be too kiddie, whether it be whatever the fuck your grievance is. But there is shit that we have all been wanting to see since 2008. Why the fuck wouldn't we tune into Secret Wars? It's the biggest comic in Marvel history. Why wouldn't we tune in? Why the fuck wouldn't we tune into the X-Men? Who in their right mind? Who in their right fucking mind, with all the grievances they might have had over the past 6 years with Marvel, is not tuning into the X-Men? Everyone is. Everyone is. Even people that haven't seen a Marvel fucking thing since Endgame are going to tune into the X-Men because it's the X-Men. So this whole idea that, but you're still going to come, no shit. No shit. But that's still also a terrible argument. That you're still going to come, that's a terrible argument. I get what he's saying. You're still going to come. They're still going to get money. They're still going to do what they want to do. But we all want to see shit. We've all been here since 2008. And some of us longer than that before the MCU. Some bullshit.
it in this chat. You're going to cry about it on Twitter for 3 fucking days. And you know how many times you're going to go see Avengers Doomsday? You know how many times you're going to go see the next Spider-Man movie? And Marvel figured that out. You're all talk. You're all talk with no fucking motion. No energy behind all the bullshit you complain about on social.
I would have to say, then you're all talk too with all that motion. Does that not put Josh in that all talk motion category? Is he not recast T'Challa as well? But what are you going to tune into? You're tuning into Eyes of Wakanda. You're going to tune into Black Panther. I'm not watching Black Panther 3. I'm speaking with my dollar on that franchise, that personal franchise. But when it comes to the X-Men, I'm going to go see the X-Men. Spider-Man 5, I'm going to go see it. Ghost Rider, I'll be there. Black Panther 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If T'Challa, son of T'Chaka, is not there, I'm going to speak with my dollar there. So you're damn fucking right. I'm showing up to everything else.
Social media. Where the fuck were you with the Marvels? Where the fuck were you with all of these other characters that you claim to care so much about? Nah, dog. God, I wish Kevin Feige would come in and throw salt in your eyes. Individually. I wish he'd come out, take his hat off, wipe the sweat from his balding head, and throw it in your eyeballs. Oh, the optics. Oh, I'm sure the optics are going to make it so Doomsday is not an incredibly successful movie. Oh, wait, the optics.
Again, we're being fucking, like, it's willful ignorance, and he's an intelligent person. This is willful ignorance. Again, man. Doomsday's an event. It's an event. People that have been dropped out of the MCU are gonna go see Doomsday. So using Doomsday as this leverage of, oh, people are still gonna go see Doomsday. Yeah, no shit. No shit. Where were they when you were campaigning so fucking hard for Fantastic Four? No one went for that. Where were you when you were campaigning so fucking hard for Thunderbolts? No one went to that. Where were you when you were even campaigning so fucking hard for Captain America 4, Black Falcon? No one went to that. But Doomsday is a different monster. It's a different level. It's the characters involved. So using that as leverage in an argument is fucking ridiculous. Stupid. It's ridiculous. And Josh is intelligent. Fucking stupid.
Don't fucking matter. Come on. Who else got some stupid shit to say? Come on, man. I'm fired up. Where's the Ironheart fans? Dude, it's a bad look. Ironheart, then Wonder Man. You know what's a bad fucking look? Deciding those characters deserved shows in hundreds of millions.
No one's disagreeing with that point. No one's disagreeing with the point that those characters shouldn't have had shows. Like, no one's disagreeing with that. We all agree Wonder Man shouldn't have had a show. Ironheart damn sure shouldn't have had a show. We are all in agreement that the shows that we have watched, whether they be white characters, black characters, whatever, have not been good shows. No one's disagreeing with that point. However, again, since you want to be willfully ignorant, we are looking at the pattern here of the black character shows being canceled. That's what we're looking at. Duh. Those shows should have been fucking canceled. No one, bro.
Millions of dollars of budget, because now we have to have these kind of conversations because you're in your fucking feelings, because we're all supposed to what, out of charity, give a fuck about these characters.
Charity.
Dude, viewership is not charity. I'm not going to watch shit or root for it because I'm supposed to. I'm not going to do anything because I'm supposed to feel bad about it. And most normal motherfuckers operate on that level.
And that is the same level that everybody that was even in his comments going against him are operating on. No one's operating on the level that, oh, this is a bad show, but I'm still going to tune in anyway. I want them to keep making dumbass shit. Who's operating on that level? No one's operating on that level. Again, dumb. It's a dumb stance here. It's a privileged stance. It's a privileged stance because everything you're getting, everything you want, you're getting in the MCU. You're getting your white Franklin Richards. You're getting your white Captain back. You're getting your white Tony Stark, now Dr. Doom. White. And again, I love those characters. But let's be intelligent here. Let's be intelligent here. We know exactly what the fuck they're talking about.
The 12 of you in chat that don't operate like that are not even close to 1% of the total box office. And the adult thing to do, the mature thing to do, is to recognize that and politely tell you to fuck off.
Yeah, right. They have.
Anybody else?
They already have told us to fuck off.
Anybody else? Yeah, and that's real talk. That's what it is.
Privilege talk. That's what it is.
Blade, Wonder Man, Ironheart. I'm sensing a pattern. My God. My God. The pattern is...
What's the pattern?
Those
Privilege?
projects didn't work out. 2 of them did. And they had no viewership. They didn't warrant the resources that were spent on them. And all...
Yeah, anyway, so Josh goes on, and we're not going to continue that because he's going on to say the same things. And I'm going to continue to say, if he goes on saying the same things, it's all going to be repetitive on both ends because I'm going to say the same things. No one is disagreeing that those shows never even should have been birthed. No one's disagreeing with that. However, again, the pattern is there. Whether you want to see it on your own or completely be willfully blind to it, that's on you. But the patterns are there. The black characters are not getting. Somebody in the comments told him, "Well, shake it off, move on to Blue Marvel." He's like, "Yes, move on to Blue Marvel." And we again, these are things we've been saying forever. These are things we've been saying. We need these characters. We need to see, blah blah blah. All these black characters. There's so many black characters within Marvel that could be used. So many black characters within the X-Men coming up, their new saga that could be used. You don't have to race swap. People talking about let's make Cyclops black. You don't got to. There's black mutants. There's black X-Men. You don't have to. But, again, like they were saying, optics. So this was not a good stance here. This was not a good stance here. And I know Josh is going to sit in that stance. He's going to run with that stance. He's going to die on that hill. That's fine. However, I now push back on your recast T'Challa and you actually saying you understand, because I don't think you do understand. I don't think you do understand. Again, I always say, I'll always take it to that. They always like to say, I see you, I hear you, I understand, I see your plight, blah, 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 blah. No one will ever understand what it's like to be black in America. I don't care how much they see us. I don't care how much they agree with us. I don't care if they're on marching hand in hand, whatever. That's appreciated. I appreciate that. Thank you. We need that. Thank you. We need white voices on our sides sometimes. I understand that. But the delusion that you see me, you might physically see me, but you don't see me. You don't see me. So no, I push back on his, recast Charlie, because I understand where the black community is, his words, where the black community is coming from. When you just told me that my community is the same community that still went and saw Spider-Man anyway. So we'll move. That was that I wasn't going to do that because I thought that time was going to be allocated to, let me check again, to a certain individual that had a lot to say about me. Just making sure. I'm doing my due diligence, just making sure. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, still not here. Commented back, said give him 30 minutes. Some people got to work for a living, but earlier said anytime, any place, let me know. I let you know this morning, but hey, we'll see. Because I would really love to hear that ding. You guys don't hear it on your end, but when somebody pops into the bottom, there's a little ding. I want that ding today. Because right now is the time that I really want you to come in. Don't give me time to calm down. Come on in now. So anyway, let's move to the last section here. So he's gotten to this last section is over. So let's see. The next topic that we're going to move on to. Oh yeah, you guys know that I think tickets for Endgame go on sale tomorrow. They've given some type of teaser trailer here for it.
Maximum scale.
Oh, okay. Some type of teaser trailer here for it. Let's see what they said.
Welcome to Infinity Vision. When you see a movie,
Avengers!
You want to experience it on the best screens.
Assemble.
Maximum scale. Superior clarity. And immersive sound. Infinity Vision for the first time with Avengers Endgame Encore.
Yeah, okay, so I won't be going to see the encore. I won't be seeing the encore because the encore is not no 7. They were saying maybe 7 minutes. It's not 7 minutes. It's 4 minutes. It's 4 minutes. It's 4 minutes that you do not have to pay $20 for a ticket for Infinity Vision or however much it is, or 15 or whatever. Because it's gonna make its way online and literally the same day that the encore gets put out. Someone's gonna film it. It's gonna get online. Just screen record it so it doesn't get hit and struck. So you have it. That's all you gotta do. It's gonna be there. But I'm not going to see the encore. But the trailer, I'm sure they're gonna sauce together a pretty good trailer for tomorrow. For it and everything like that. You might get a couple asses in seats that might want to go see it, but for me, I am not one that is going to go see the encore. But before we get into this, let's jump on the comments. What did I say? Somebody said pause. Did I say something? Blue said who? Oh, Blue, somebody from Twitter that I was arguing with this morning. But they are not just somebody I was arguing with this morning. They are somebody that has been a constant pest that has been in my comments. But see, the funny thing about it is they only seem to comment to me and a lot of weird porn Twitter accounts, which I will bring up. Not the accounts I will bring up if he happens to make it on before I jump off of here. And anytime that he does comment, I have to click see more for spam. But that's not why I'm arguing with him. I'm debating with him because he seems to have a lot to say every time I have something to say about anything. So I told him, well, let's take your grievances from Twitter fingers to a more appropriate platform where you can then come on here and tell me everything that you have a problem with me about, and then I can then proceed to read you your rights and expeditiously get you the fuck out my stream. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Hey, I appreciate that. Abundance said, let the hatred flow through you. Oh, it's flowing today. It's flowing today. John C, what's up? Appreciate it. Samson said, I ain't watching this encore. Don't blame you. Blues House and Infinity Vision is some BS. Abundance said, I'll catch the extra 4 minutes on YouTube because it'll be there. It'll be on Twitter or TikTok. You're damn right. It's going to be there. Not watching. 30? Jesus. I don't think so. I mean, I guess it's about 30. Not really. I mean, it's 25 if I'm going IMAX. But around that, I guess. But no, not a foot. Because is it 30 after? Is that 30 after tax, or is that 30? They're tacking on another $2-3. Blue said, is it Kevin Davis in disguise? Man, I don't know. Because it's funny. There was one of them. There was one. I don't remember the name of this one that used to every time I would post. And this one is every time I post anything. Well, actually, not anything about DC. This person commented on the Grace thing. This person commented on something I said about Star Wars, but I don't get the notification. If I click on my post, it'll show me, like I said, spam. It'll say click more to see spam, and I'll click on that. And it's always his comment saying something. But it's not normally something directed about the comment. It's normally something about the comment, but directly directed at me as like a personal jab, like, so yeah, I got time today. Some people might say, oh, that's petty. Yeah, I can be a petty wop. So I got time today. I've got time today. What was your Derek Bozeman comment? Here. Also, he didn't respond to Derek Bozeman video. Also, another weirdo said, who cares about what his brother said? I'm telling y'all, these Feige shills don't. I mean, yeah, like I said, it doesn't, yeah. I mean, but we've all known this. They go silent typically on a lot of those videos, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It's what they're doing. All right. We'll move on here to the last and final topic. Yeah. We'll move on to the last and final topic, and this is spoiler warning. So but there's a lot of this. This could be some bullshit. I don't know. This is a Doomsday plot leak here. Let's see what they're saying. Hold on one second. No way I just read that entire thing muted. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. All right. Let's read it again. Did not know that. My fault. All right. Act 1. We open on Earth 10005. We see Professor X and Magneto playing a game of chess. They are worn, bruised, and tired. Oh, wait. I think our guest has arrived. So time out. Oh, I'm very shocked that you showed up. Hello? You're on the stage. I feel like this is like your Twitter. Are you having is this one of those special moments for you where you can't figure out how to operate the system in front of you? And we're silent. Chat, he's gone now. Maybe he needs motivation. Cheer him on, chat. Get in the chat. Send some words of encouragement. Tell him it's okay. It's all right. Come on back. Let's see if he's going to come back. Let's give him some time. I don't want to get into reading that and then we get another ding. And Mr. Danny is back. Come on. Come on, chat. Give him some encouragement. Give him some encouragement. Let's go. You got this. Let's go. Let's go. The chat's cheering you on, Danny. I don't know if you're watching or again, you said some special shit on Twitter, so I would assume that you are pretty touched, and maybe that is why that you can't figure out how to operate the microphone in front of you. But I did give you some time here. Danny. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. I'm pretty busy right now. Stream tomorrow or Wednesday and I'll be there. No, Danny, that's not how it works right now. You literally came in and you told me anytime, any place. So your opportunity, your window of opportunity has now closed, Danny. I don't extend second opportunities, especially when you told me to pick the time and place. And the time and place was today at 2:00. You said you're busy now. Now you're busy. You literally came on the stage. So when did you realize that you were busy? When you came on stage, pissed your pants and got off, then you got busy? Come on now, Danny. Come on now, Danny. That's some bullshit. Everybody in here knows it. You're scared, and it's okay, Danny. You ain't got to lie to kick it. You don't have to lie to kick it. Danny, you don't have to be afraid. Remember, I'm some potty-mouthed kid on Twitter. That's what you told me. You don't have to be afraid of me. Just get on here. Defend your position. This is what I live for, moments like this, Danny. I do. Never, ever will you or anybody else scare me from getting up here and trying to go. I was on the debate team, Danny. I live for this shit, Danny. I wanted to be a lawyer, Danny. So please bring your scary, where are you from? Britain? I think, because I think on the porn sites that you were commenting on Twitter, I think that was all based in London. So I think you're in Britain. Bring your British scary ass back on here, Danny. You're not busy. You're scared. There's a difference in the words. Come on, Danny. I want you back. Come back. Come back. You derailed me talking about Doomsday shit, and now you're talking about stream tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm going to get you in on a little secret. That's the neat part. I'm going to do an Omni-Man for you. That's the neat part. I'll be streaming those days, but I'm not extending the invitation to you because you got the invitation today. I'd let you derail one stream, Danny. You think I'm going to then schedule my stream around whether or not this British cunt's going to show up? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You got my attention today and today only, and you squandered it. You squandered it. You squandered it. Oh, Danny, I'm so disappointed. But I did expect this. I was really shocked when that ding, when you came through. I was shocked. I was shocked. But then my shock turned into, once again, disappointment. So I'm going to take a hit of this pen, Danny. I'm going to get back to my stream here. We're going to get back into Doomsday. All right. No. He's not a corn star. Outside of interactions with my Twitter account, that's the only other interactions with Twitter accounts he has is with porn Twitter accounts. So I don't know if it's an attraction. And if it is, I'm flattered. I appreciate that. I mean, I get that a lot, actually. You'd be surprised. I get it from both sides. Hey, I appreciate it. If it's flattery, just say that. Or if it's a flirting, just say that. I don't know why he only interacts with porn accounts in mine. I don't know. He's a weirdo. I have no idea. But before I get into this, let me address the two supers that I have here, because I did get derailed on that. And I do want to address the very generous things that are coming my way. So thank you guys for that. Culture Maid said, get him. Josh tried to ride the bench during the Orange Mound situation with ComX. Give him the smoke, G. Yeah, no. Like I said, I do like Josh. I'm still a fan, but that is I'm going to call you out when you're wrong, and he's wrong. He was on some bullshit today. That segment was really on some bullshit today. To not be able to see the plight and just tell people, oh, you're whining, you're crying, but you're choosing not to. Yeah, so yeah. Like him, but not on that. I appreciate the very generous 10 though. Thank you so much for that, Culture Mate. Got one more here from I Am Too Fly Cam.
Do it right, do it left, do it right, do it left, do it right, do it.
Cam said, have him on tomorrow. LOL for the culture. You know what? If it, maybe. Jern said block him. You know what? But that's funny. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. If it's a demand enough, maybe. If it's a demand enough, maybe. But I'll tell you what. I gave him the platform today. He chose not to come. I even scheduled a whole section out of the stream just for him. And I feel like if I do that again, am I not then feeding into him? Am I not then like, like, oh, I like letting him dictate, and I get dictated by no one but God. So am I letting him dictate how I'm moving, how I'm scheduling my stream? Ugh. Good stuff. All right. Now, I read this once, but it was muted. So let's read it again. Act 1, we open on Earth 10005. We see Professor X and Magneto playing a game of chess. They are worn, bruised, and tired. Suddenly, another Earth appears on the horizon. This is Earth 96238, and the X-Men spring into action. Having done this before, Magneto, along with Deadpool and Wolverine, head to the invading Earth, where Wolverine holds some type of device. Wolverine is about to activate this device on the bridge, but he picks up a scent. The scent is none other than Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire. Spider-Man attacks them, preventing Wolverine from activating it numerous times, whereas Deadpool is failing to stop Spider-Man from doing so. Deadpool jokes that Tobey is the strongest Spider-Man. The majority of this fight is on a train. Meanwhile, Magneto fights Doc Ock and Green Goblin. Unlike his fellow X-Men, he beats his opponents with ease and ends up helping them in activating the device. Using metal scraps, he makes a giant metal shield around it and hurls it at Earth 96238. Seeing this, Deadpool quickly makes his way back to his Earth in time, but because of Spider-Man, Wolverine cannot. Charles watches with immense sadness as Earth 96238 is destroyed and debris rain down onto his. Now, this was leaked. It's not a connection thing, Arthur. I love how you try to see the other thing on every other side of things, and that's a great way to look at life. You never change, kiddo. But however, that's not it. That's not the issue. It's not a connection thing. He literally commented back and said, I'm really busy at work right now. When he told me to pick the time, when he told me to pick the day, he even came on here. I don't know if he got scared and got off or whatever, but from the time that you logged on to the time that you got off, when did you realize that you were busy? Were you not busy when you were connecting? Were you not busy when you clicked the link? Were you not busy when your camera got you on? Were you not busy when you looked into the camera? Were you not busy when you literally sat up here for almost a minute? I love that you see both sides of things and never let that glass be full or over full. Keep it half empty, kiddo, but that's not the case in the situation, all right? Let's move on. Now, we do know that this here has been leaked and talked about for quite some time. They've been talking about Spider-Man being the opening, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man specifically being the opening of Doomsday and fighting the X-Men, and how the X-Men have been playing the game of worlds for quite some time, and blah, 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 blah. So this could be very much accurate here, because this is something that I believe even Alex over the Cosmic Circus has talked about. So the next part here says, title card, Avengers Doomsday. We're now on Earth 616, but in the past, specifically, the branch timeline Steve Rogers created when he chose to remain in the past with Peggy Carter. We see they have even welcomed a child into the timeline, James, who's named after Bucky Barnes. One day, however, I'm sorry, blah, 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 there's a period there, who's named after Bucky Barnes. One day, however, they're visited by Loki and Mobius. Loki warns Steve that his actions have created this branch timeline and that the TVA must prune it. Seeing Steve has his desired ending, however, and even going as far as thanking Steve for allowing him a second chance at his. He decides to move Steve and his family to a different Earth altogether. Mobius doesn't agree to this, but Loki overrides his authority. Remarking it's no different than what Mobius did for him. So Loki relocates Steve and his family to a different Earth entirely. Loki leaves Steve with his TVA card, allowing him to reach Loki whenever, if ever. Steve and his son James try to get acclimated in their new world, watching television with one another. The show on the TV ends up being the Fantastic Four cartoon. We stay on we stay on Earth 828, but now finally on the present day, this movie takes place. Reed Richards, Johnny Storm, and the Thing are all currently at a baseball game. They get an intruder alert from the Baxter building. Now, I think this is a little different. Well, I mean, I don't know shit. The original leak said that Reed, Johnny, and the Thing were at a baseball game, and that the post-credit scene that we see in the Fantastic Four is actually going to be an extension of the scene that they're talking about here, where those two will get an intruder alert or something like that, and so they'll rush back to the Baxter building. But as we saw in the post-credit scene, Sue was already there. Again, I don't know what's real and what's not. I'm just telling you what's out there. I was telling you what's out there. Then it goes on to say, upon returning home, they're shockingly confused to find the situation is calm. We see Dr. Doom there with Sue Storm. Okay. Oh, Storm? Oh, no, that says Johnny Storm. I'm sorry. I thought there was a comma in between Johnny here. I thought it said Reed Richards, Johnny, Johnny, Sue, I just saw the S and kept reading. So that's Johnny Storm. So Sue is back at the house as the post-credit scene is supposed as it is. So it goes on to say, we see Dr. Doom there with Sue Storm, Herbie, and Franklin. Although he's shocked to see him, suddenly Reed knows Victor well. Ben and Victor all attended college with one another. Sue knows Victor from ruling non-life foundation country, Latveria. It runs deeper than that. However, it's well known. Victor has lost his wife and son. Victor didn't become ruler of Latveria until afterwards, where he overthrew the violent regime with his Doombots. Victor is also the Doctor Strange of this earth, if you will, a master of magics and sorcery. Between this and the rumors of witches/witchcraft, Sue is on edge. Victor warns Reed that he fears their earth could be next in line of an incursion. Victor is very knowledgeable of the incursions. He explains to the Fantastic Four that when the fabric between two realities tear, the center point of each one is drawn to one another, and once the incursion is successful, both universes cease to exist. The center point is of course Earth. Reed and Victor investigate, and they discover three anomalies on their Earth, but in the same exact location. We see Steve and his family have grown together on this Earth. Steve with a beard and long hair, James now about 10 or 11 years old. Victor and Reed confront these anomalies, but are shocked to see it's simply a happy family. Steve comes clean and explains to them how they got there. Oh yeah, just tell them, hey, we got here from the TVA. They then warn Steve of what's happening to the multiverse. Steve, personally moved by the Fantastic Four and their heroic and what they did against Galactus, agrees to join along their journey to stop it. He leaves Peggy and James, but not before James, who is a big fan of the Fantastic Four, gets an autograph from Mr. Fantastic himself. Steve returns with them to the Baxter building and meets the rest of the Fantastic Four. It's here when Reed and Victor further discover that only 3 Earths remain, so little time is left. Damn. They also discover that somehow one of the Earths has prevented their own incursion from happening. Reed wants to know how this is possible. Victor proposes traveling to these other Earths. So the Fantastic Four, Franklin and Herbie too, Steve and Victor board Excelsior with a countdown doomsday clock. And travel to Earth 616. They are able to do this because the fabric ripping between 3 Earths is already happening, so they simply aim for the rip and tear between the universe. Thor and his adopted daughter Love have journeyed the cosmos together and stopped evil all around. Love, however, is now suffering nightmares of incursions. Thor goes to Eternity, who warns she is dying due to the collapse in the multiverse. Thor leaves Love somewhere safe and heads to the Excelsior. He knows where to go because when they tore through, it causes the space crisis mentioned in the Thunderbolts. / Sam Wilson's Avengers are also notified of it. Thor boards when did Excelsior get to where they are? But whatever. Thor boards the Excelsior and is shocked to see Steve. Thor doesn't even believe it's him until he wields Mjolnir. Thor and Steve embrace, and then Excelsior is forced to board at New Avengers Tower. While it's boarding, Sam's team arrives, and he immediately argues with Bucky over what team should take charge. Scott Lang has a nice moment with Ghost. Steve gets off the Excelsior. Nearly everyone is shocked to see him, like Thor was. Steve has nice reunions with Sam, Scott, and Bucky. He also has a nice moment with Yelena where they talk about Natasha. That's a lot of talking going on. I get it. We ain't seen Steve in a long time, but the fabric of things is literally breaking. But I get it. It's nice moments we all need, and those are things we want to see in the movie anyway. Everybody, when they see Steve, hey, it's been so long. Thor brings the two Avenger groups together by developing by delivering his trailer speech. It's not about Doom, it's about the incursions. Sam and Steve come up with a plan to travel to Wakanda. Sam's first time there. Since Sam's been notified by Shuri, she too knows about the space crisis and was already working on a solution to solve it. The collection of heroes meet the Wakandans, and Steve is shocked to learn that T'Challa has passed on. A small group heads to Talakon. This is because in Wakanda, the effects of the space crisis are actually seen. The skies, like in Time Runs Out, the skies are reddened, and because of this, Namor has actually used all the water that usually fills in Talakon to create a massive water barrier around it. So Shuri and M'Baku embark there with Sue, Ben, Bucky, Ghost, Falcon, and U.S. Agent. Everyone else stays in Wakanda to look for a solution. Sue uses her powers to break through the barrier, and then once they reach the Kukulkan, they find he's extremely hostile. Well, yeah, you just broke into his fucking barrier. He does not want to work with Shuri after flirting with her. Wait a minute, was that not the whole thing at the end of For Never? Like, Namor was like, and I only know this again because I saw the post-credit scenes. I think it was a post-credit scene, was it not? What were the two post-credit scenes? Wasn't one of the post-credit scenes like Namor saying something like, or him telling Namor something like, working with Wakanda is going to basically come in their favor later on in the future, or something like that, blah, blah, something like that, blah, blah, blah. So I thought they were already working together, but anyway. He doesn't want to work with Shuri, so it's here we see Sue's diplomatic skills put to use. She brings the Wakandans and the Talakans together, and Namor even develops a romantic feeling for Sue, but the feeling is not mutual. They head back to Wakanda with Namor, and once they return, they find the situation dire. No solution has been found. Reed even starts to believe the fate of the multiverse already leads to death, but remains open to options nonetheless. Sam suggests doing it diplomatically with no bloodshed, whereas Namor suggests bloodshed is the way to go. Scott rules out the quantum realm, brings up his run-in with Kang. I don't know if I believe that part. I don't know how much of this I have believed. I mean, all of it sounds believable because it lines up with the trailer. But of course, this came out. When did this come out? This came out, I don't know, not too long ago. And the trailer's been out for like 2-3 weeks now. So I don't know if I believe that part, though. He brings up his run-in with Kang. Hey, guys, by the way, I met this fucking homicidal dude that said he fought multiple versions of us and said that there's multiple versions of him. He said that he's written time, he knows everything, and blah, 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 blah. Not to worry, though. I don't know what about the other versions that he said that claimed he had of himself, but the Wasp and I took care of that one. But hey, we got Dr. Doom to worry about. How do you just bring up your run-in with Kang? It's not as if you killed all the Kangs. Kang did let him know about the other Kangs. And if I can't remember correctly, if he let him know or if Janet knew. I know for sure Janet knew, but I can't remember if he told Scott. So Janet knew. And as a byproduct of Janet knowing, she's going to tell Scott. So it's not... Hey, you know what? if he just brings up Kang casually and we go back to the situation at hand and Kang is never mentioned again, coolio. Steve rules out the Infinity Stones, vowing it's why they're in the position to begin with. Victor is awfully quiet during this debate. Reed jokes having Galactus would be useful in this situation, but no one knows where he is. It's this joke that leads Reed down a thought. What if they use the same kind of tech they did to displace Galactus? Reed figures if they built 3 cannons, one on each Earth, it would figuratively help separate them from each other. They need to hurry, however, as time is running out. Time runs out, no pun intended. So they split into 3 teams with one staying in Wakanda because anyway, with one staying in Wakanda to begin construction on their cannon. Wakanda already has advanced tech that can easily mimic what the Fantastic Four did in First Steps. One team heads, but not. Never mind. One team heads to Earth 828, specifically the Baxter Building, to construct their cannon there. The last team needs to travel to the other Earth, 1005, and convince the heroes there to where's they say 828. Okay, yeah. Where are the Fantastic Four from? Fantastic Four, aren't they from 828? Okay, so they're from 828. Where the fuck are the Illuminati from? 838, right? Illuminati, MCU, universe. Oh, okay, 838. Okay. Why has 838 not been mentioned? Like, we just went there once. All right. And convince the heroes there to listen. The heroes there who are the heroes in 828 that didn't help with Galactus? Oh, wait, who? Okay, anyway, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Did they already establish? Did somebody stay in 828? Whatever. I don't remember. The last team needs to travel to the other Earth. Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. This is deemed the most important task. So very important heroes go. Victor, Reed with Herbie, Sam, Yelena, Shang-Chi, and the Sentry, who's still just Bob right now, are the ones to head there. Victor says he'll join the group later on, however, as he insists he must attend home first. It's also during this debate and splitting up sequence where Steve brings up Loki to Thor. Thor insists Steve take him to Loki, so they make a plan to head to the TVA using the card Loki left Steve. I thought they just planned and split up in teams to do something else. I thought, was Steve not on the oh no, maybe not. I thought Steve was on that. Maybe not. Okay. Sue and Suri also have their own thing going on. With Sue confident in Suri, she doesn't trust Victor, so they look for other alternatives themselves. The team staying on Earth 616 is Suri, Sue with Franklin, Steve, Thor, Ant-Man, and the Red Guardian. The team that heads to Earth 828 is Johnny, Thing, Falcon, U.S. Agent, Ghost, and Bucky. Act 2. These rosters. Act 2. Reed with Herbie, Sam, Yelena, Shang-Chi, and Sentry take to the Queen Jet to Earth 10005. They land at the X Mansion, and suddenly Nightcrawler appears aboard and attacks the group. Afterwards, they roam the mansion on edge while Nightcrawler lingers in the shadows behind them. They make it to the danger room, and it is where Mystique confronts them. Yelena ignores Reed's commands and attacks Mystique. It's a good fight. Mystique shape shifts into Yelena herself and then Natasha, giving Yelena a good scare. Yelena does end up getting the upper hand. Shang-Chi fights Gambit. This is described as the most even fight here. No one really gets the upper hand. Reed fights Deadpool, of course, because we can't ever see Reed do really cool shit with his ability. It'll end with the scene in Deadpool 2 where he sits on Cable's face. It'll end like the scene in Deadpool 2 where he sits on Cable's face with it being Reed's. Oh, this is why I said, how do you add Deadpool in these moments? Cyclops appears and fights. I don't like that. Cyclops appears and fights Sam, appears and fights Sam, whoops his ass. Cyclops apparently destroys Sam Wilson. Yeah, whoops his ass. Sam got his ass beat by Sidewinder. All this fighting is broken up while Beast emerges. He's the one. Sam got his ass beat by that little girl. All this fighting is broken up when Beast emerges. He's the one who breaks out of the stairs in the trailer. Beast takes them to Monica Rambeau. Hey, if this is real. Who's been stuck on Earth 10005 and is very sick because of it. Of course. Of course. I mean, yeah, she's here, but she's like T'Challa. She might die. She's sick. Beast explains to Reed, that's a pattern, bro. It's a part of it. It's a part of it. Whether you want to see it or not, I don't. And again, this could be some horse shit. This may not even be real. But let's work under the assumption that it is. This feeds into that same pattern. Anyway. Beast explains to Reed her presence makes this Earth suffer incursions at a faster rate, which is, we know that from Multiverse of Madness. So Beast had to create an antimatter bomb capable of destroying whole planets. We learned that X-Men like Jean Grey have passed on. That has been a rumor. Passed on from prior incursions. The X-Men have lost a lot. Reed also talks with Charles and Magneto. It is here where Reed can convince them of his plan. Gambit flirts with Yelena, which pisses Bob/Sentry off. Back on Earth 616, Steve and Thor depart from their group and head to the TVA. The problem is they find it destroyed and littered with bodies and its agents. Mobius is there, just arriving himself. Mobius helps Steve and Thor locate Loki. Locate Loki. Say that 3 times fast. Who's dead at the bottom of his throne. His heart has been ripped out of his body. Mobius helps Steve and Thor discover a green hooded figure caused this. He even finds exactly where they came from. So Steve and Thor head to Earth 10005. Meanwhile, Mobius stays behind at the TVA to see what help he can be. Steve and Thor get back to Earth 1000, the X-Men planet shit. Before Victor returns himself, they tell everyone that Victor has been playing them. This is when Doom comes back and he looks well now like the trailers. Reed is very confused and doesn't want to believe Victor has done such a thing. He screams in Victor's face, but unfortunately, Victor doesn't give a fuck. Unfortunately, he has. Victor unleashes about a half dozen Sentinels on the Avengers and X-Men. The team combined into one. They should have used I agree with everybody on Twitter. They should have used the damn Sentinels from Days of Future Past. But I like the comic accuracy. The teams combine into one to fight them off. Deadpool, however, dips out of there, vowing to find the proper reinforcements. Dr. Doom has a quick fight. I'm glad he's gone. Dr. Doom has a quick fight, and I love Deadpool. I just don't understand how you fit him. Dr. Doom has a quick fight with Thor where he blocks the Stormbreaker attempt with 2 fingers and then hurls Thor away with 1 punch. He also has a good fight against Shang-Chi. He steals and absorbs the 10 rings from him. Shang-Chi doesn't back down, though. He relies on his pure MMA to fight Doom, so he gets beat badly. Dr. Doom has a great fight against Magneto here, where Magneto somewhat does damage against Victor. Victor, however, injures Magneto in the end. Mystique and Nightcrawler both unfortunately die by Doom. During the Sentinels attack, one hurts Yelena. A Sentinel just hurts Yelena. And this finally brings Sentry back. She has no powers. So it finally brings Sentry back out of Bob. He easily destroys all of the Sentinels, but because of this, he turns into the Void. Oh, no. The Void attacks the Avengers and X-Men and allows Victor to head to Cerebro. He uses Cerebro to locate something and then plants a device into it that explodes and starts the collapse of the X-Men universe. Meanwhile, Charles has gone into Bob's mind and reaches Bob. Charles is able to help Bob with the power of friendship and love to get rid of the Void entirely and stop entirely. What are we doing? And stops his attacks. Victor has already secretly infiltrated, and that early entirely, Victor has already secretly infiltrated Herbie as well, who has the Quinjet ready for Victor when he returns with a kidnapped Steve. Reed pleads with Victor, who then delivers his "one day you'll forgive me" line before leaving. The X-Men and Avengers have to board the X-Men ship instead of taking off to Earth 616, while Earth 10005 ceases to exist from reality. The problem is that when they arrive, they see the team there has been attacked as well. Sue is absolutely furious, and Victor has taken Franklin from her. Before getting there themselves, Victor stopped there and attacked the group and kidnapped Franklin. The Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and the X-Men have to regroup. Everyone but Thor, that is, headed to Earth 828 to meet up with the team there at the Baxter Building. People like Bucky are irate, and Steve was taken, while Johnny and Ben are irate because Franklin is. Sue tells Reed she's pregnant again, but with a girl, Valeria. Oh, everyone kind of gets their head back into the game here. This is when Sue drops her speech about how wrong they were about Victor. They all vow to stop Victor and save the multiverse using the same powers he stole. Thor, back on Earth 616, prays to Odin. Odin grants Thor a Valhalla army. This includes Jane Foster, Heimdall, and Loki from Infinity War. The final incursion starts, and it's just Earth 616 versus Earth 2828. The Fantastic Four, Avengers, and X-Men come to Latveria from the Baxter Building, while Thor and his army come from the Earth on the horizon. Victor has Steve back at his castle in Latveria. Franklin is there too. Turns out Victor was simply picking up on what Steve was telling about Loki. When he said he had to go home, Victor did go home. But he had his second in command, Dr. Strange, locate the TVA for him. They went to it and both destroyed and killed everyone there. Doom personally ripped Loki's heart out of his chest. His heart is now in view along with some sort of book of God, like from the comics. The book, at least. This is where Victor comes clean to Steve. Victor says to Steve he was much like him, a family man. Victor studied the multiverse long before it started to collapse. He met his wife, Valeria, and had a son with her. So one day, 10 years ago, when he was conducting a routine experiment, an anomaly happened when Loki moved Steve to Earth 828, which caused the experiment to haywire. It caused his wife and son to die, along with the horrendous disfiguring of him. This is why he prefers to be seen in armor. He reveals his three witches as well. One transformed into Peggy and brings out a complacent James. Steve is horrified when Victor goes tit for tat and murdering James in front of him. The three witches are Death, green; Ancient One, orange; and Clea, purple. Victor corrupts both Strange and Clea when they ventured into the dark dimension to believe only he himself can save the multiverse. Victor sits on his throne and prepares his team and Doombots against the invaders. He orders Strange to start conducting a spell from the book using both Loki's heart and Franklin himself. A Hulk variant is also a part of Victor's team here. Just randomly, hey, there's a Hulk variant here, by the way. Victor's main purpose here is simple: allow the final incursion to happen and reshape the multiverse to resurrect his dead family. Act 3. What are you guys thinking so far? What are you guys saying? Yeah, this leak is fake. Could be. There are some things here that have been a part of the leaks for a while, though. I mean, but how hard is that to construct that with, your own thoughts and things like that? Blue said the script me and Marcus wrote. All right, Act 3. To catch everyone up to speed, this is the climactic battle. The heroes come to Latveria from the Baxter building while Thor. Okay, we're not rereading that part. This part here. Blah, 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 blah. Deadpool makes his return after ditching the heroes on Earth 10005. He comes with Spider-Man, Tom Holland, Captain Marvel, etc. Now there's quite a lot that happens in this final battle, much like any Avenger final battle. So I'll make it easier for you all to jot point it. The things fight the Hulk variant. Namor and Shuri work together. Namor causes the destruction of many Doombots with a tsunami. Doctor Strange is the only one from Doom's team that doesn't participate. This is because he's doing the spell that involves Franklin, Loki's heart, and the book Doom stole from Earth 10005. Doom will fight Thor again, and Thor does lose his arm. Doom tears it off. Bucky is the big death to happen. Doom murders him, which brings the Avengers and Thunderbolts together once and for all. Steve really gets traumatized by Doom, murdering both James and Bucky. Sentry has the biggest moment and tries to slow the incursions between the two Earths. That's been, again, a long time rumor. To buy the heroes time. He does so by stopping it for a good chunk of time with his bare hands. And again, who did that? Who did that in the comics? Was that was Hyperion, wasn't it, in the comics that did that? I believe, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that was Hyperion that did that in the comics. So they're switching Hyperion for the Sentry. And that was a rumor a long time ago. So it could be true. Where was I at? Cyclops, Sam, and Reed are the only three to get inside Doom's castle. They fight Doom and actually do quite well. But in the end, it's just too late. The heroes simply run out of time. Strange nearly does so himself, but just completes the spell in time. Because of this, Victor can finally reshape the multiverse. So while reality ceases to exist, Victor saves it. We're now on Battleworld. Victor has gotten what he wants. His family is back. Sue is his wife. Franklin as his son. A girl is there too, unborn daughter of Sue's. He also resurrected Steve to be Captain Hydra and joins his team. Along with him is Namor and Thor, the Valhallan army, now as the Thor Corps. Strange, Death, Clea, and Wanda all remain. Where the fuck did Wanda come from? Everyone has simply forgotten who they are, where they come from. They only know Doom as their god. We end eerily, similarly to Infinity War. Doom sits down on his throne and has won. Battleworld is remnants of the Earth. Battleworld is remnants of the Earth's involved in the final incursion. 616 and 828, remnants of the Baxter Building and Avengers Towers will be seen. His castle stays intact. Post-credit scene, Wolverine and Tobey Maguire are not dead. They also possess something very important: their memories. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Yeah. No, this could be could be fake, could be real. If it's real, I have to see it, because reading it sounds poopy. But yeah. I'd have to see it because that read sounds poopy. That doesn't sound good at all. Doesn't sound that great. I have no doubt Doomsday is probably going to be good. And there are so many different, this is one of 1,000 plot leaks that are out there. One of them, I'm sure, may be spot on. There may be some of them, of course, with different elements of things that are really happening in it, mixed together with some bullshit. I don't believe this is real. I believe that there are things in this that I believe that are real. But by and large, I don't believe that this is top to bottom what we're going to be sitting down and looking at in December. So we'll see. But there are a lot of them out there right now. Let's see. Blue said, man, if this is the movie, y'all got it. I had the box office 999 million, but if this is facts, 850. I'm agreeing with Xavier. Please let this be fake, or we're all doomed. We're doomed. I don't think this is real. I don't think it's real. I think there are elements of it that are real, but I don't think this is real yet. This is, I believe it's real. There are elements, and that's not a coping thing like, oh, if it was phenomenal, I believe it was real. No, I don't know what's real. I really don't. I know that there are things out in this that have been talked about for a long time, a long enough established time to where it could still be in the film. Some of these things in here I've never seen or whatever, blah, 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 from scoopers or whatever. So a lot of this could be fake. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah. Lauren said, this made based off the trailer. That's what I said too. I was not said, but I was thinking, obviously, how hard is it? That's why I meant rather when I was saying how hard is it to take the already established things out there in the trailer that we've seen and just put your own, add your own shit to it. The Black Bleach said, who's writing this for real? Marcus, who's writing this for real? Marcus or McFeely? I think it's Marcus. I don't think McFeely is. I don't think it's both. I know it's not both of them. I think it's Marcus. The Culture Made channel said, I can't wait to see him hold the planets. BK, and yes, Hyperion, the other Superman Marvel character. Yes, Hyperion. I thought it was Hyperion. Backlash said, facts. They just pulled Wanda. Wanda wasn't mentioned at one time. Then all of a sudden, oh yeah, and Wanda's there too. But we know Wanda's a part of this. Vision Quest does lead into this. Vision Quest has long time been rumored to end with the family all together. And I guess Agatha's going to be there too in spirit or as a ghost or whatever, because she is with Wiccan, as we know that from the show. And they are looking for Wanda. They're all looking for Wanda. So there's going to be a Children's Crusade subplot version of Children's Crusade going on within Doomsday. That's a rumor. I don't know if that's real. That's just out there. But I know Wanda's a part of this for sure. I think majority of this is real. But I don't like this at all. I think there are definitely some real elements in it. I don't know how much of it is though. Cap, reading Cyclops versus Doom is going to be interesting if true. Yeah, Cyclops is going to whoop the fuck out of Sam. I trust McFeely writing is better than this. This is fan fiction. D Sizzle said Hyperion wasn't Hickman's Avengers. Sentry was a horseman of apocalypse for a bit during this time. Yes. Johnny said, real or not, this film making over $1 billion. Oh yeah. Yeah. Samson said, Russo's clearly didn't read Hickman. Culture Made said, I really think this family thing is a misdirection. It's the same old story. I think they're really going with Doom and his mom like the comics. Maybe. Vision Moore said, take leaks with a grain of salt till we get to see the movie, then judge. Absolutely. Appreciate you, NYC, being here. AR said, do y'all like Wanda, or do y'all think Wanda would be pulled with the X-Men after Secret Wars? I forget what Scooper said she was, but then there was another one. The Beyond reporter had said that they are thinking about recasting, and I think if they do this, it's the dumbest shit ever. You know how many fans Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda has? It's dumb to recast her. And Elizabeth Olsen, after WandaVision, going during the press for Multiverse of Madness, she knows her comics with Wanda. I don't know if that was before or as she got the role she was reading or whatever, but she knows her shit. There's so much that she was elaborating on that she wants to do with Wanda in the future and stuff like that. There's so much. No, Wanda needs to be a part of this moving on. And I think it needs to be as Elizabeth Olsen. So she's going to be there, just as it Elizabeth Olsen or a recast. Wanda, Tony, Thor, everyone, Black Widow is doing it for the kids. And this is 3 hours, so they say. So they say. So they say. So yeah, that's it. Oh wait, Jay Namikaze earlier said, wait, so damn Loki is supposedly going to die again? This would suck to be kind of stupid in my opinion, because we've seen him die so many times. Yeah, and you build up to this whole moment of him being God of stories and all that kind of stuff, and much elevated position and all the knowledge and things that he has gained and obtained, and then just Doom to come in off screen and rip his heart out. Yeah. I don't know. That's why I said earlier she has no powers. She has no powers. Talking about Yelena. Yelena gets hurt by a sentinel. What? Yelena gets stomped out by a sentinel. And why would a sentinel even? I mean, I guess if it's under Doom's control, it's targeting everyone Doom is telling it to target. But a sentinel would not even target like Yelena. It sounds so dumb when I read it before. Monica has a mysterious illness. Yeah, she's black. The Culture Maid says Sentinels are just robots. I mean, Mystique fights them. Yeah, I guess so. She does. You're right. She does. Time runs out. Blue said, ask Johnny how many black characters are in Doomsday. Or ask Josh how many black characters are in Doomsday. Right. You got the Wakandans. You got Sam. Listen, you guys, and we don't know who else is gonna be in there. You guys are just you wanna nitpick, you wanna bitch, and I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong. You're wrong because Marvel can never be racist. Marvel can never be racist. So no. Yeah, Josh is. You have no idea who else is going to be in there. Blade could be in there for all we fucking know. Wesley Snipes could be in there. But you know who's going to fucking be there? You guys are going to be there. You guys are going to be there day damn one, buying your tickets over and over. You're going to glaze it all on the internet. But you want to tell me you care about black people? Ha! Anybody else want to get fucked up today? Yeah. Old Josh. Old Joshy. Yeah, death working for Doom makes no sense. Why not bring his family back? I mean, yeah, that doesn't make sense. And where's all the gods during this moment? Like, people just letting this shit happen. I mean, because in the comics, Doom did go through like the Beyonders and all that type of shit to yeah, okay. No Carol Danvers in sight. Well, they're talking about the X-Men, supposedly the MCU X-Men showing up in this and everything like that, and that's why I'll throw this in really quick because there's not much. I'll just go to this. The MCU X-Men showing up in this, well, some of them. Rogue, Indy is supposed to be showing up in it, and we know that Sadie Sink is rumored to be showing up in it as well. So I don't know in what capacity they're showing up. I don't know if it's supposedly, if they're all going to show up and then that's going to transition over into the X-Men film, or if just some of them are going to show up, and then what is her role in Secret Wars, and what does that mean for a soft rebooted universe? Because it's not, I don't know. What does that mean? And what, I don't know. So what, are they all showing up is my question, or is it just these two? But if it's Kit Connor, all of them, Storm, all of them, I don't know, but is it a good idea? The question is it a good idea to debut them in this and try to get fans? I don't think, the question, I don't think that question really matters as far as are people going to, debut them here to where that does something for people to go watch them in the X-Men. I think people are going to go watch them in the X-Men, whether you put them in this or not. Now, if you put them in this and they're doing some dumbass shit, and then that translates over to the, people like, oh, this is, and is Indy ready for Storm or for Rogue? I'm sure by the time you film Secret Wars, maybe she could be. I know they're on pause right now for like a 5-week hiatus. Everybody, the crew, the cast is all getting a break right now from filming Secret Wars. But how is she coming in as Rogue? Are we getting Southern accent, Rogue, sugar? We getting all that? Or is she coming in like Rogue from the original X-Men movies? The only reason I ask that is because I guess you do have time. I guess she does have time maybe to get the accent, perfect the accent and things like that. But moving. But yeah, we'll see. And how old is she in this? Because Sadie Sink's character is like, what, 15? 14, 15. Yeah. So we'll see what's going on with the X-Men and the MCU and them showing up in the soft rebooted, or showing up before the soft rebooted universe. NYC Playboy said, I want the Sentinels from the Fox X-Men Days of Future Past to be that'd be dope to see them use them over those. I like the comic accuracy, but those ones were menacing. Does Wanda really work with the young X-Men though? Huh. I mean, yeah. I mean, things are obviously going to be different. She's not going to be Pierce with them, unfortunately. You know, she'll be older. It doesn't stop her from doing the no new mutants and all that kind of, or no more mutants and all that kind of stuff. If they decide to go that route or whatever, whatever they decide to do with Wanda, but I don't think so. I don't think she's too old. You just change her role a little bit. Raymond said, all of this is stupid. The whole saga was a failure. It was. It wasn't that great at all. D Sizzle said, I could smell the Hellmans coming from Josh's rant. Josh's rant was, I guess, deathly annoying this morning. Culture Maid said, death can't give life, and it's the living tribunal, or one above all, or infinity doesn't stop doom. Death can be controlled. Anonymous says, that's crazy. That's crazy. They've been filming Secret Wars this whole time, and we thought they prepping. No, they've been filming. Yeah, they've been filming. Blue said, it's a gamble to intro them that early. It is a gamble because you just don't know how the reception is going to be with them and Secret Wars. Where's Indy from? Like on the Globe or other shows? I didn't know she was in 13 Reasons Why. I don't remember her at all. At all. The Culture Maid said, perfect rogue. I'm doing a video on it being I'm from the South and love Southern Belles. They usually have some Cherokee or Blackfoot in them. Lawrence said, if they keep Magneto as not her father, that would suck. She died so they can recast and say her destroy Long Dark Hold altered her life. Yeah, they could. Raymond said, where's the woman in this film? The women in this film. How are we sidelining Monica and Carol after the incursion? Yeah, as much as I can't stand the Marvels, it just makes zero sense for me for like even Marvel's little 15 must watch list. How is the Marvels not on that? I think the Marvels is a terrible film. The post-credit scene and the things implicated in the Marvels are very important to what's going on. We see a rip in reality. We see Monica fix that rip and get trapped in the X-Men reality that you are literally going to. I don't understand how, again, it's a shit watch, but hey, you made it. Monica should have a bigger role, much bigger. Much bigger. Lizzie almost 40, and Magneto actor role would be about 40. Yeah. Shang-Chi does nothing. I said he had a fight with Doom before getting his the power taken from his rings and into Doom. SJ said Indy was in Superman and Lois. If they mean ethnicity wise, she's half Hispanic and half Australian. Also, where's Binary in the end credit scene of Marvel stuff? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Maybe, well, the rumor was Binary said Monica and Binary, but maybe she's sick and really there. Binary died, like Jean died, when they were attacking other Earths, or not everybody made it back. Like Jay Washington is one of those shills saying Marvel isn't racist and that Monica is in Doomsday and has a way bigger role, but the leaks I've seen don't even mention her. No, they don't. No, they don't mention her. Not at all. If they kill Monica, I promise you I'm done with Marvel. Someone took the trailer and made this leak. Samson said, also, where's America Chavez? Yeah, there's a lot of people. Where are they all at? So, yeah, everybody. That's what's going on. Now, excuse me. I'll be back tomorrow. And I thought, as far as time goes, did pretty good on time. Not 4-hour stream, so did pretty good. Culture Made Channel said if all they do is say Monica is sick, I'll walk out. But see it again, not gonna lie, but I will walk out. Yeah. I see. Thank you, Darius, for this stream. Appreciate you being here, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate all you guys being here. I'll be back tomorrow with some more whatever's going on. Sure, some things will happen today, be talked about. If it's not enough to stream on, then I'll see you on Wednesday. And of course, I'm always here on Thursdays with Chill and Marcus for Back of the Bus, or for Back of the Bus, Chill from Chillmonger's channel, and Marcus from Back of the Bus for our Pantheon streams, where we go over the topics from the week. So some of the things I talked about today, or some things I talk about throughout the week, or whatever. But it's getting all of our perspective. So if you're missing out on those streams, come check those out. They are growing each and every week, and the topics are great. The conversation is great. Chemistry is great. So come hang out with us. The chat is also great. Come hang out with us. The guests are great when we have them. Come hang out with us on Thursdays. So again, if nothing tomorrow, I should be live tomorrow. If nothing, or if there is something, if not, then there should be something by Wednesday. So I'll be live then. But I'll see you guys in the next one. If you're new here, hit that like button. Helps us out. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Great stream as always, brother Darius. Much love and many blessings. Thank you. Appreciate it. Peace out, Lawrence. Appreciate you. The Black Bleach, appreciate you being here. Fire stream. OD said, yeah, I love me some Monica. There's no way they keep her sick this whole time, though, man. I'm gonna be mad. Yeah. W stream, appreciate it. Go to stream. Appreciate you guys. How is Q? Q is great. I believe Q and a friend are opening a Pokemon card store. I don't know if he and a friend are opening it, or if it's just a friend and Q is helping set up. But I know he's been involved in the trade shows and things like that very heavily over the past year. So I think they may have gotten a space, and they are opening up a card show. So it's very lucrative, very lucrative. I was talking to him the other day about it. He was saying I don't know if he wants his business out on Front Street like that, so I'm not going to say the amount, but he can make lots of money from weekend to weekend doing what he does. So, hey, bravo to my cousin Q. Good job on him, but he's doing great. He's fine. He's blessed. So appreciate you guys again, all being here. Thank you for the time. Last thing, Blue said, yeah, is a military kid just trying to see if she could pull off a good Southern Belle accent. Oh, see, I got you. All right, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Corey's great too. School just started for last week for her son, KJ, who you guys know she's talked about several times on the show. He's in kindergarten, so she's gotten back busy. I believe she is managing over a catering business or something like that. Talked to her not too long ago. Actually, she came to the house for me because I was gone. So I called her because I needed to let my dogs out. I've been gone all day. I said, can you run to my house, let my dogs out, feed them for me, blah, 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 blah. So Corey is great. Still very good friends with her. Everybody's great. They're all good. It just prevents everybody from being here. The same thing is scheduling. Not just scheduling, different ventures in life that have taken different ways and things like that. Corey wants to. We've talked about it. Q even wants to. We've talked about it. So maybe one day there'll be a surprise stream where everybody's back, and it may not be a consistent thing, but where people just come give their thoughts. And that may be closer to Doomsday, the hype for that. I was actually going to text. I have my tickets already. I'm supposed to be getting out of here. I have my tickets already, but I was going to text them and see if they wanted to. If they had gotten their tickets, if they want to come. So yeah, but anyway, Yeah. Appreciate all of you guys. I'll let them know that you guys send your love to all of them. Will we see Q sometime? Maybe. Hopefully. So yeah. All right. Like you guys. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.
Thank you for being a friend.
Oh, yeah.
Travel down the road and back again.
Hey, so we started from the bottom, now we're here, girl.
It's true.
Oh, yeah.
Proud and a confidant.
This is my part right here. Ooh, oh. If I did the biggest gift, the biggest. Thank you for being my friend. Oh, yeah. Hallelujah.